I learned at a very early age there was something about the way that I looked that made it okay for people to hurt me.
It just didn't feel good, and so for years, whenever someone would call me that, and things, especially if they thought it was like a compliment, like my skin would crawl. You know, once I made the decision to like really go through with this and like get it done, it kind of has been fairly smooth. I've just gone to every doctor's appointment, and I'm actually, I just think it's a matter of good timing. Like my head is right where I need to be, and like I just kind of went into it knowing what to expect. So the only thing that has thrown me, I was a little nervous about the group therapy. So you have to go to at least 2 of these, I don't know the appropriate name, I've been calling it my fat group therapy. But these group therapy meetings with people who have gone through the surgery, or people who are about to have the surgery, and talk about your, health problems.
So what I need to do now, on top of going to the cardiologist in May, is because I went to the psych eval. So the results were in from my psych eval, said he definitely thinks surgery is a good idea, but I need to be in therapy.
So I finally went to one. I wanted to like start getting in early, mostly because it looks good. I kind of, I was just like, I know it looks better. Let me just go start this. And it was a little depressing. I mean, because a lot of the people there had real health concerns, which is why they were, like high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and I'm labeled as morbidly obese, but they were really morbidly obese people there, like in 400, 500 pounds. And hearing their story and going around, in that room, I kind of was the only person that did, perfect blood pressure, no diabetes, I don't have sleep apnea, I don't have any of the typical health things that are associated with being morbidly obese. Like I said, I was kind of always active, and that kind of helped, but other than the joint pain and the pain in my knee, I'm really in perfect health.
They were like, what surgery do you want? And I'm like, I was leaning towards the sleeve, but I don't really know. The sleeve essentially just, it makes your stomach about the size of an egg, whereas the gastric bypass reroutes your intestines.
I didn't just want to say, I'm going to get weight loss surgery and not say anything about it to anybody and then not do it. I wanted to, okay, if I make this a project, I'll follow through, because that's what I do. And I think through the prevention, realizing that I can help other women with their issues by working through my own and be a good role model for my daughter by dealing with my own things, I think that's what I want from this documentary.
It's July 26th. I don't even know. I've lost track of time. I got the surgery on the 2nd, so I'm 24 days out. I'm drinking decaf coffee with a vanilla protein shake. Make contact with a personal trainer because I do not want to look like a flying squirrel with all this hanging skin. So I'm gonna talk to them tomorrow and hopefully be on a workout schedule by next week. I am dripping sweat because I just put about 250 flyers all over a campus for an event I'm doing, and I'm 305 pounds. I'm not under 300 pounds. Oh, so frustrating.
I found out I was pregnant after my mother's suicide attempt. I found out in the hospital. And I was in the midst of getting custody of my 16-year-old brother and joint custody of my 5-year-old sister. I was devastated. I gained 100 pounds that pregnancy because I was so mad I was pregnant. I was dealing with a lot. My mom was going back and forth between Four Winds, a mental institution, and the hospital. Like I said, I was getting custody of my brother, who was 16 at the time. And I basically, the CPS showed up at my house and was like, either you take custody of him or he goes into foster care.
I really do love y'all. I hope you know that.
I found a letter that she had written to me and my siblings in case she passed away during my sister's birth. To my precious children, Rose, Mickey, and Jessie. My reasons for existence, my world, my life.
Hey, Rose.
I'm a little afraid about tomorrow. I just wanted to make sure you know that never was it my intention for any of you to have moments other than pleasant childhood ones. Be happy with your choices. If you're not, change them. Don't be unhappy.
My mom. So the thing about my mom is, now that I'm older, I think that my mom was abused when she was younger. I mean, I'm pretty sure about 99% of it is what the problem was. Like, we were always told growing up that we like couldn't be alone with our grandfather. Like, he was just this real seedy character. And, you know, the other sisters had come forward about being like molested and abused, which is, I think, part of the reason they left Brooklyn and went to the mountains. Like, if you know big Italian Catholic families, they pretty much stick together. It's kind of like, it's like the Catholic Church. When there's a bad seed, they just kind of move them away. And so that was my grandfather. I don't have my mother to take care of anymore. I don't even know what my role is. Like, so that changed me. And looking back and like how amazing she was, and that she never saw it, and like could never even acknowledge it, and like through all her bullshit really tried to make sure we were better off. I realized that I didn't want that for myself. I don't know, it was so crazy to me because she was so smart in like one area of her life, but like when it came to men, she was like, it was like her kryptonite. Like, she just never could see, she always was trying to either fix them or like nurture them, or it was always like a project. It was never like, you know, it was never healthy. If you're in a mental headspace to make a change, this is not a magic wand. This is not going to fix your problems. This isn't going to fix your internal dialogue. It's a piece of something. It's a tool. It's a jump start. Psychologically, I know that I, for a whole lot of reasons, couldn't get past this. Like, and so I wanted to do something that would help me get past it. So if you're in a place where you're really ready to move forward, then this is a choice for you. If you're not, and you have to be honest with yourself. I think that's really hard, especially like going to the therapy groups and talking to a lot of people. There's a lot of people who don't even make it to the surgery, to the point of surgery, because they can't follow through with the stringent things that you need to get the surgery. And that's usually a good indicator that they're not good candidates. Food isn't everybody's drug of choice. I think it's the one that's shamed the most. Like, nobody, you know, a lot of people won't see an alcoholic or a crackhead or a drug addict and be like, you need more willpower. They're a little bit more empathetic. They're like, oh, you need help. But you see an overweight person and the connotation is that they're lazy and self-indulgent. This was a coping mechanism that I was taught from the time I was a kid. If you were given a 7-year-old cocaine from the time they were 7 on, and they were addicted to cocaine, you wouldn't go look at them and be like, well, damn, where's your willpower? You'd be like, this person needs help. And to like come to that on my own was a very hard realization of like, it's not about food. It's not about being lazy. It's not about willpower. It's about me.
So the program that I thought would be the best fit for RoseMarie based upon her current lifestyle, I know she's extremely busy, working the 9 to 5s, doing the radio gig after work, you know, single mother raising 3 teenagers. I was just trying to find a program that would actually fit into her lifestyles. So I selected the RISE program. So RISE is an acronym for resistance training, interval training, stretching, and endurance. So we would do each exercise routine once a week for 4 days. So the programs would last anywhere between 30 minutes to 1 hour, so it would actually fit into her daily schedule.
It's so funny. Everything I've ever done is because somebody asked me to do it. Like, I've never done anything. This documentary is the only thing I said, I want to do this, and started working on it. Everything else I've ever done, somebody asked me to do. From home to performing to modeling, it was somebody else's idea for me. Like, somebody else saw things in me that I did not see in myself. This project is the only thing that is the brainchild of me. And even this project is to keep me accountable, because I feel like sometimes I don't care enough about myself unless there's like a deadline or a goal.
I really hope that you guys will stay with me on this journey and check out Project Shrinking Violet on YouTube, and look it up. You can email me, projectshrinkingviolet1@gmail.com, to give me encouragement or to give me notes or just to share your journey, because I really want this to be not just my journey, but a journey for people who are ready to start like a big change, no matter what that change is, whether it's losing weight or fighting an addiction or taking that big chance that you were afraid to do. I just want people to feel like they can have control over whatever their project is.